We are here to find out what drives the idea for constructing Eastern State Penitentiary. According to our research, it cost roughly $780,000 to build this prison, which was unbelievably expensive for the 1820s. Similarly, it has the first complete plumbing system, even before the Capitol building. Why did they do that? We will now explore the different possibilities.
We started this project by looking for primary resources. So we went to the free public library to look for a newspaper, in particular date and time, which has important events for the prison.
We picked some important dates, such as when the prison opened, and looked through microfilm newspapers around those days, and those are considered as our primary resources. We also went through the books listed on the Eastern State Penitentiary website, and here are our primary resources. We also look up information online, which considered as secondary resources and reference resources.
Penitentiary today, we're going to try to figure out some of the ideas why this place was so expensive and why they needed it, and look at some of the architecture and the new technologies involved.
In the 1790s, the Quaker ideals were still strong in that they prefer the building to be elegant in its simplicity. This plain red brick building style was still prevalent in the 1790s. Pennsylvania State House was one of these plain and strictly functional buildings, which was the home of the drafting of the Declaration of Independence and the United States Constitution. Quakers also believed everyone had good in them, so solitary confinement gave them time to reflect. In order to improve the idea of solitary confinement, advanced technology was applied in the prison, such as a water distribution and sewage disposal system. In order to build such an advanced technology, it requires a large budget, and this is achievable because of the wealth of the society.
Philadelphia became the capital of the nation in 1790. Philadelphia was the birthplace of the nation, the drafting place of the Constitution, and home of many freethinkers of the time, and host to even more. People saw Philadelphia as wealthy after temporarily being the capital, but upon visiting, Philadelphia looked inexpensively built, although at the time Philadelphia was wealthy. The population increased rapidly after the move. It started at 68,000 and went up to 136,000 by 1820s. Nearly doubled by the 1840s, and again more than doubled by the 1860s. At the end, it was 156,000. As the population increased, the city had to infrastructurally compensate for the growth, in areas such as water distribution and waste management, which were both big budget items. The Quaker idealism of the 18th century began to fade as the people's pursuit for the Athens of the Western world manifested. By the end of the 1820s, Philadelphia had been remade into the largest, most economically secure, most socially responsible, and the most culturally exciting city in the United States. As the population grew, it increased that of the prison systems. During this time, the Wall Street Jail, along with all the others, were at maximum capacity. The city requires a larger prison to hold the influx of people.
The architects who designed the Eastern State Penitentiary believed it should be built like a castle because it resembles power. Prisons before the Eastern State Penitentiary mainly held, or there to hold bad people just as holding, not punish them. The Eastern State Penitentiary was made to punish people for their actions with the solitary confinement.
As the picture shows, the prison systems before Eastern State Penitentiary were simply just for keeping people. The system did not provide the prisoner with a sense of reflection, and to some did not include a punishment-oriented atmosphere. With the creation of the Eastern State Penitentiary, along with the Quaker ideals, the solitary prison system was born.
As we can see, one cell contains one bed, and on top of the ceiling there is the Eye of God, one table, one chair, one toilet, and here is the shower place.
Having flushing toilets increased solitary confinement for prisoners because they did not have to leave their room to use a community restroom. This also minimized human interaction between the prisoners and the guards. In Eastern State Penitentiary was very advanced. It was even more advanced than some of the richest people in the United States had. It had one of the most advanced plumbing systems with toilets in each cell that could be flushed once a day.
As you can see, here's the water system underneath the cell blocks.
The model the Eastern State Penitentiary was designed after later became the standard model for 300 other prisons across the world.
Eastern State Penitentiary is a transition form between Quakers' idealism and William Penn's ideas of Athens of the Western world. For William Penn, Philadelphia resembled a far-flung garden suburb of London, with noble conceptual underpinnings. Philadelphia's society of alleviating the miseries of public prisons, founded in 1787, improved the treatment of prisoners. Before Eastern State Penitentiary system, public hard labor was also used along with prisoner systems. Eastern State's story is about continuity rather than change. Its history is not just the bloody and shocking stories of criminals and their keepers. It is the beginning of a debate about modern methods of curtailing crime. Eastern State's founders and administrators saw the magical balance of two related forces, penitence and punishment, in their search for the perfect Republican society promised by the Revolution.